This is Mark Gunn, and you're listening to TeeVo and the Beard.
Welcome to another episode of TeeVo and the Beard.
You can't see it, but this is a super packed episode, and you can't see us because I am TeeVo and that is the Beard.
There we go. Yeah, I like. I know we talked last week about doing possibly a two-part episode, but they were nice to us. We have a couple filler episodes and then a couple meaty episodes.
But overall, we don't want to just rush over the filler ones because things happened.
Yeah, but we don't have to have like 2-hour-long episodes.
Now, in the second half that will be uploaded later, you'll understand why we are making it two-part.
Yeah.
Things happened in that one.
Yeah.
Or as the first, I was like, well, it was nice to see you, and you did stuff, and here's our thoughts, but, you know.
But you won't have to listen to us for 2 hours talk about 4 different shows. No. You may have to listen to us talk for 2 hours about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but that's no different than any other episode, really.
Exactly.
Now, one thing that I kind of wanted to mention today is that this is our 13th episode in Season 2.
What does that mean?
This is our 46th episode total.
What does that mean?
Well, I was looking at Season 1 at what our 13th episode was, and it was uploaded on Halloween, which is when we expected iZombie to come back.
Because at the time, it made the most sense.
Right. And that episode I had titled Super Flash Shield, because that's all we had was Supergirl, Flash, and S.H.I.E.L.D., and no iZombie. And the promise, though, of iZombie coming back in 2017, no clue when at the time, but we knew it was coming back.
But we got it now.
Yes, we do have it now, and that'll be one of the 4 shows we're talking about today.
So, let's see. Any pop culture-ish announcements today?
By the time this airs, it'll be the Tuesday before Guardians.
Right.
Yeah. So,
are you planning to see Guardians?
Yes. In
the week of.
Yes. Hopefully the weekend of.
Well,
but yeah.
But you're not like. Not like with Force Awakens, you had to wait for a particular time.
Yeah, Star Wars movies,
and I'm not making fun of the Beard for that. It's just you know he has to plan life.
I have a wife and kid and classes and work and all that. You have TiVo,
yes,
and work.
Yes,
you are able to go out and see things and do things more often.
Hence why most of the movie reviews you have listened to, I'm the one watching them.
Right, yeah.
But
I still haven't seen Logan.
Again, not making fun, but that's why I asked. It was a legitimate question.
Yeah.
So you do plan to see it as soon as you can.
Well, it helps that Mrs. The Beard, her birthday's in May, so this kind of becomes like a birthday gift, early birthday gift sort of thing.
Fantastic.
So
So you're saying that we potentially can review this movie together?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Would that be a first? I don't think that's happened before.
When we reviewed Star Trek Beyond.
There we go.
So, last year.
All right, well.
Once a year, we can see a movie at the same time.
A space movie.
A space movie, yeah.
A space movie. Nothing else.
Nothing else, no. I was actually talking to my wife last night when we were catching up with Agents and Flash. Mm-hmm. And I said, it's got to be so easy for those people that just watch, like, 1 or 2 things. Like the Grey's Anatomy fans out there. I don't understand it. I don't get in the medical shows. But the ones that just watch Grey's Anatomy, their life has to be so much easier than ours.
I'm gonna go on the whole medical show. Mm-hmm. I know that some of our beloved actors would love to be on medical shows. So if someone like Britt Dalton joins the Grey's Anatomy
then we have to watch.
Well, then I'm watching that.
Yeah.
But then again, I said I watched anything with Haley Atwell, and I did not watch Conviction.
Neither have I.
And nobody else did.
No.
Because it's gone. I'm sorry, Haley Atwell.
Yeah. Well, we only didn't watch it because we want Agent Carter back.
That's true. That's true.
Now, I will say with Grey's Anatomy, if Hugh Laurie went on Grey's Anatomy as Dr. House, I would watch that.
That would be interesting.
That would be. But it would only be like a 1-episode thing.
But you'll watch that 1 episode.
I would. But I was thinking, it's got to be so easy for people that don't have this huge chunk of shows to watch.
But think of it this way. At least we're not... Sorry, Chris. Because he watches all of it.
Yeah.
That's more exhausting.
No matter what.
You think we're exhausted. He's got it all. He's got the Gotham as well. He's got the Arrow, the Legion, which I still haven't watched, but I will, Chris. Just haven't yet.
Yeah, that's summer watching. I mean, we have like about 3 months where we don't have shows coming out on the
I'm also sorry, Saran.
Yeah, and we want to keep doing the podcast, so we're going to have to watch something. Might as well be Legion.
Yes. But yeah, you think we're exhausting? I can't even imagine.
No. Yeah. But they're also not trying to podcast their thoughts and feelings. So.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
I did read this morning they are moving forward with a Masters of the Universe movie.
Okay.
Does that mean anything to you? I'm gonna say for me, it really doesn't at all.
Believe it or not, I was more Team She-Ra than I was Team He-Man.
For younger audiences, can you just explain any of that?
Whoa. So back when cartoons were really good and really violent, so most people, I think, get the idea of He-Man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you have this...
I have the power!
Right. And he's a regular buff person who
Yes.
turns into a half-naked buff person
Okay.
to fight evil with his sword of power. Well, She-Ra's kind of like that. Less muscular, more... I use this term very loosely, more realistic looking.
Right.
But she is He-Man's sister. And I say it with a little bit of trepidation there because they also had a romance. Kind of.
Ew.
Yeah. But in that version, for those episodes, they weren't brother and sister. So if you don't go by the...
So they elected to omit that?
Basically, yeah. Even though the first episode still existed, when they existed, it was before you could easily go and just rewatch this stuff. You know, it wasn't on Netflix and everything, and most people didn't have it even on VHS.
So this is a movie you are interested in?
I'm interested to see what they could do with it.
Okay.
I know what's going to happen is they are going to take a beloved franchise, put so much CGI over it that it doesn't even look like it connects to the original stuff, and still use the same names and stuff like that. We'll see. I'm not going to rush out in theaters to see it.
Well, not as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm aware of He-Man.
Yeah.
But did I watch as a kid? Not at all.
I think it's going to have the same sort of backlash that things like Ghostbusters did, for less sexist reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that same... You're going to get the destroying my childhood people.
Oh, God.
That come out. And I think they'll even come more out of the woodworks than they did for Ghostbusters for this. Because there's certain characters, like Skeletor and stuff, that it's not going to... They're not going to have a goofy skeleton wearing a purple cloak and all that. They're going to make it... Dark, more realistic, scarier. And it's not going to have the same feel to it.
And then you're going to have half the people who love it.
Yeah.
And then half the people, it's like, oh, God, why don't you just poop on my childhood?
Right, yeah. Because there's no way through Netflix and Hulu and all these other medias and DVDs and stuff that I can go rewatch the original. I have to put all my hopes and dreams on this one movie.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Well, I've been thinking about remakes and stuff lately and how a lot of them aren't necessary, but at the same respect, there's no need to...
We touched on it with the Ghostbusters thing.
Yeah.
You can still watch the old one.
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm
legal.
talking about in general, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't respond 100% to the Power Rangers.
Right.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when next time I'm going to watch the film, but I can't wait for the sequel to see what else they can improve upon and bring. But the old Power Rangers still on Netflix.
Yeah.
And all the other ones.
Yeah.
So there's no law that said I have to abandon the old Billy or something.
Right, yeah.
It's just...
You can still like what you like. That's fine. It's not like they're Barry and going back and screwing up the timeline.
Yes, where it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
That would.
I think we also play the same scenario of like, it's not like they're saying when they make a remake or reimagining or whatever, or an adaptation of something that has been made before.
Yeah.
It's not like they have officially erased the old one from existence.
Yeah.
No, you're still...
It's like with Riverdale. I watched the first couple episodes. I hate what they've done with it and what they're doing with the characters, but I don't care. I just don't watch it.
Yeah.
If I want an Archie fix, I'll go read the comics.
Yes, they're at your local supermarket.
Right, yeah.
Still,
and they still look the same, and they still the same characters in there.
Yep. So if you didn't like that, well, good news.
Yeah.
They are still exactly how you want them to.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That was such a good thing. I don't even want to go with what I was going to do.
Oh, no.
I was going to bring Art back.
Oh, no.
But I'm going to save that one. That was just too good of a...
Okay, yeah, okay.
That was that was so beautiful.
Whew.
The hopes and dreams thing into this one, that was just, wow.
Yeah, I'm glad poetry helped.
It was just... made me cry a little bit there. So let's just go on to part one.
So we'll go to part one, which would be the iSuper.
Yeah.
The Ravi hour.
Ravi.
Super
Super
Ravi.
Ravi.
There we go.
Because
Just gotta write that one down.
listeners, if you didn't watch, Rahul Kohli, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced it.
We'll just call him Raul.
Rahul Kohli was in both episodes
Yes.
this week. Obviously,
Not a crossover episode.
Not a
though.
crossover.
No.
Obviously, he was on his own show.
Yeah.
But he was a guest star in Supergirl.
Yes.
So let's start off with Supergirl.
So Supergirl's been gone for 3 or 4 weeks.
3-4 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. So we expected them to come back, or at least I expected them to come back with like this, not necessarily edge of your seat type thing like iZombie did, but something that like gets you back into it. Just seemed it to make that gap worth waiting for.
Yeah.
I don't feel that it did that.
I felt that it was a good episode.
Yeah.
But you're right. The whole time I was thinking, it's like, you couldn't have shown this like earlier.
Right.
I mean, no. To credit, this is actually one of the better episodes of the season. I think the timing just was all kinds of wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it really didn't, as far as major plot points, it really didn't move anything forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was just overall. I think it was one of the better performed episodes.
I mean, Maggie and Alex didn't break up in this episode.
We didn't even see
Right.
them really. No, we didn't see Maggie at all.
No.
We only saw Alex for 1 second.
Yeah. So they can't break up if they're not on screen together.
But it was a well acted. I thought Rahul did a great job being
He
someone
did.
that was not Ravi.
Yeah.
And that's always the fear when you see, especially a comic relief character.
Mhm.
When that actor goes on to another show or movie and they're not being the comic relief,
Yeah.
it's always like, can you believe it? And
Yeah.
with him, I believed it.
Yeah.
I believed he was this guy.
Because Ravi plays a scientist and
Yes.
/ inventor who is
Somewhat, so you're like, well, that's not that big a difference.
Right.
Well, hang on a minute.
Yeah. So when he first comes on stage, though, to announce his, I keep wanting to call it Baymax because essentially it's Baymax. These little nanobot things. When he first comes on stage, for that first like speech, I saw him as Ravi.
Yeah.
And I was kind of, I mean, I wouldn't have been totally disappointed, but I was kind of expecting that for the whole episode to see Ravi, and I'm glad that did not stick.
Well, he really did play someone that, because right now on iZombie, he seems, well, he's broken up about Peyton.
Yeah. He's emo Ravi.
And there's something about him that kind of is in disbelief that he is able to get someone like Peyton.
Yeah.
But with Lena, with the Jack character he played on Supergirl, he's
Oh.
like, no, this,
Yeah.
I totally.
This is scientist, playboy. I mean, he could be the British Batman.
Yeah, he's like, I'm totally, like, Lena is totally in my league. It's
Yeah.
like, and he played it well. He's like, no, I can't believe you left me. Like, why would you leave me? And,
Yeah.
you gotta come back, blah, 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 and all that stuff. And
You kind of want to see him together.
yeah, he
It's
played it really well.
Yeah.
So he definitely answered that question for me. It's like, can you be someone that's not Ravi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what do you think of Cara Danvers from CaraDanvers.com? She's still trying to be the journalist, even though she's a blogger in her fun employment.
I'm glad that storyline's over.
I am too. When they did that, I was like, oh, this is going to become a thing, isn't it?
And yeah, I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah.
But when I'm glad it's still going on, I love how they use Mon-El in this.
Mhm. Yeah.
I love how
Mike is back.
I love how he just sits there at home reading.
Yeah. And was he reading Harry Potter? Did I see that
I
right?
didn't know, but I just
Okay.
love the fact that that's, hey, the last episodes I had to battle my parents. I almost went back to Daxam.
Yeah.
Like, almost against my own free will. Now I get to sit here and read and wait for my lovely girlfriend.
Right, yeah.
And he's just like, how'd it go?
Yeah. He's the nice at-home husband, boyfriend thing.
More
yeah.
reasons why I'm just really man-crushing hard on Mon-El.
Yeah.
Like, they're just really hitting that up.
And I like them back. I like that Mike isn't totally gone. They still are going to use Mike.
Yes. And I love when they were trying to break into Ravi's corporation, and he whips out a flashlight. She's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm trying to help. I'm the one with X-ray vision." Oh yeah, that's right.
And they get in and he's like, "This is a really nice office," just like loud and boisterous.
Yeah. So I'm glad they do that stuff.
Yeah.
What did you think of Lena in this?
I liked it. I like the type of relationship that her and Kara have. I'm hoping that not every Luthor is going to be evil Luthor.
But at the same time, I feel, but you should.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that that's the track they're going on.
Yeah.
They're building up them so that when they do eventually have to battle each other, it's more of a, oh no, then, well, duh.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it makes it a little bit harder on Kara to have to battle her new BFF.
Yes. And if she texts her cousin, he's going to be like, well, duh.
Yeah, right. They should show that text and just Clark Kent going, duh.
He's like, have you not seen every headline that I've done?
Right, yeah.
Have you not seen a certain name that's always involved?
Yeah. I've never heard of this Lex guy, right? Yes.
Yeah. But whatever.
Yeah.
But because, as you know, she is promoted to a regular in season 3.
Right.
So she will be in the show.
Yeah, it's no longer guest starring.
Yes. She's going to be in the show a lot more. So, and plus, I like that they're doing something different, but you got to go back. You got to go to default though.
Yeah.
She is a Luthor. She is a super.
Yeah.
Gotta eventually get there.
Eventually, yeah. They're just taking a different road than the obvious.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think of, to kind of mirror on that relationship, what do you think of I'm going to call it like the EFG plot, the Winn and Guardian and, what's her name, Lyra?
Lyra?
Yeah. I don't know how they pronounce it in there. I think they pronounce it Lyra.
Lyra?
In there.
Lyra, viewers, help us.
Yeah, right. Chris will correct us in the comments with a pronunciation guide.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
You know what? They heard me. Because earlier episodes I said, please stop putting Guardian against aliens. Yeah. It's really sad.
Yeah.
It's almost to the point of like, why are you here? Mm-hmm. This time, he's against regular bad guys.
Right. And cats and trees.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the small stuff so we don't have to waste CGI on Supergirl catching bank robbers. Let him do that.
Right.
And she'll take care of the aliens or nanobots.
Yeah. I do think their little plot line was, okay, we're paying these actors, let's get them on TV for
totally.
something.
Oh, totally, yeah, for sure.
Because everything within that little story, they just opened the big book of tropes.
Yes.
And it was like, how can we okay, there's 3 of them, so there's got to be a conflict. One of them doesn't like the girlfriend. Okay, so we'll use that. We'll have the girlfriend and the boyfriend fight about it, and then the friend will bring them all back together.
Let's say this. I was recapping the first episode for somebody. I did not mention that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
At all.
That could have been completely out of the story, and it wouldn't have taken
the only thing I give him credit for is just utilizing the Guardian a little better.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was useful for the plot, but
yeah.
When it's just the last few times when Guardian stands up to something alien and gets whooshed away immediately, not even putting up a fight.
He didn't even stand a chance.
Yeah. It was just sad.
Yeah.
Just very sad to look at. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad this time it shows him taking down bank robbers and criminals, regular criminal. He can win.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. So, besides that,
I have a little confession for you and and our viewers.
Okay.
There's a certain detail I noticed. It was in the climactic battle.
Okay.
When the nanobots was holding down Supergirl. Mm-hmm. She came out unscathed.
Yeah. Even
though it looked like it was hoarding her and crawling over.
Yeah.
Dear listeners, my name is TeeVo, and I have a tights fetish.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was like.
So these nanobots became the ultimate tights.
Well, in the sense of like I noticed like if this was a regular nanobots, those would be ripped, but they're not, and I thank you for that. Don't rip them.
Nice.
And then I really looked at it. I was like. Maybe that's why I really like Supergirl. Mm-hmm.
Huh. I noticed that the nanobots were also very detailed, like even like the creases in her skirt and stuff like that, they formed around it. They didn't just like form a new skirt around it. It's like, those nanobots, they took their time.
Yeah.
They were diligent in their job.
Yes. So, I just...
And now that we've lost all, like, 2 of our female listeners.
I'm sorry. I'm still thinking. And actually, you know what? I'm sorry again. I think that's why I like Liv so much.
Yeah.
In addition to her makeup.
Yeah. And we'll get into the zombie fetish in a minute.
She does have a certain wardrobe that really just
for you.
Makes me very happy.
Yeah. I think that is probably what the costume designers are going for.
I think if I meet her again, I will tell her that.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, listeners who are now offended. I tried to make it as incredibly not lewd as possible.
Yeah. And we appreciate that. It keeps it family friendly.
Yes.
So we'll get to Jack. Otherworld Ravi.
Yes.
We can call him. So I do like that they didn't use the let's make the new guy the bad guy trope. Even though they were kind of...
But it was red herring.
Yeah, it was total they used red herring trope. But you can see them like, okay, we have this actor that obviously he's not going to become like a main part of, National City.
Yes.
So we're going to have to get rid of him somehow, and it's either capturing him or killing him. Or just making him no longer exist, sort of thing. So instead of having him be the bad guy, we find out that the Baymax nanobots are controlling him. Or actually,
the CFO.
The CFO.
And I knew that was going to play in hand because when he came out in the first scene he was in, and he was announcing, this, the revolution, blah, 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 blah. Will my CFO come out? Yeah. And she came out as instructed, but if they didn't make her earpiece, like, glow.
Yeah, that I thought was kind of out of place.
Yeah. And sure enough, that was the catalyst.
Yeah. But I do like the fact that when he was...
I'm saying I still liked it.
Yeah, when he said that he didn't know what was going on or anything, he didn't. He honestly...
And that showed the acting chops of Rahul there.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you hear him at first, you're like, yeah, you know what you're doing. You're just sitting here lying to her. Man. Yeah, like when he's on his date with Lena there, and he just totally blanks out. It's like, okay, he's connected to the nanobots somehow, but so he knows there's a problem.
Yes,
but he's the one still controlling them. Blowing up people.
I will say, in relation to Jack with the nanobots, they spent their money well this week.
Yes.
When
it was all that Guardian money they didn't have to use,
right? Yeah. When it showed that the nanobots attacked the first whistleblower, and the car exploded. Yeah, it's a basic effect.
Yeah, big deal.
But the second one, when it just swallows him and disintegrates him there, I was just thinking that was really well done.
And even when she freezes them,
that was also really cool.
Yeah.
So kudos.
Yeah, because they could have just frozen like a big round thing of ice or something, but no, it's like spiked and all that because of their movement.
Yes.
And,
it was really good.
Yeah, and then they learned from that too. I like that part too. They're self-upgrading.
So yay, writers and just tech designer things.
Yay, budgeters. Yay. We're going to spend our money here instead of here now.
But going back to Jack, it was a very emotional moment for Lena to basically kill him.
Yeah, because he was like, they don't need me in the next episode. Do it.
Yeah, I'm only a special guest.
Yeah, I got to go back to Seattle.
Yes, and she did.
Yeah, which I'm not. I always thought that National City was Seattle, so I guess it's not.
What did you think of one of the last scenes? When Kara came to Lena's office, which apparently she just has free range to do.
Yeah.
By the way, I've noticed. Of course, Jack also came in. So and
she has the worst security.
And what's her mother's name?
Yeah, Mama Luthor.
Mama Luthor. By the way, that's something I'm not budging on. They say Luthor, I'm saying Luthor.
Luthor, yeah.
Mama Luthor. Yeah. Anybody who apparently has free range to walk in her office.
Yeah.
Never mind, she's kind of the big deal of Elcor, but whatever.
Right, yeah. No security at all.
I like that. I don't know why I randomly thought of it, but I was watching episodes of Always Sunny in Philadelphia where like this random lawyer that they have a recurring character has better office security than Lena.
Yeah.
Like they have to like hog tie this person's assistant to get into this office on Sunny. Whereas,
and Ravi just offers him a snack.
Whereas Lena's like, just show up or offer a snack.
Yeah.
Then you're fine.
Yeah.
Random thought, but I thought it was funny enough to bring up.
Yeah.
But going back to the original thought, what did you think of Kara kind of consoling Lena after that? She gave that speech about how cold her mother can be, and she's afraid that she's coming like that. If that's not telling that,
I think they're trying to do it as foreshadowing, but sometimes when they do that foreshadowing stuff, especially when it's the end scenes, it's that other red herring where they're trying to make you think one way, and then we're going to totally twist it.
Oh, they did that. They did already with Lena with the chess piece.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they also, in the preview for this episode, they infer, whichever one, that Lena sees Kara survived the blast and knows that she's Supergirl.
I did not see that.
Yeah, because there's that, and she even says, I know who you are in the preview, which is never said in this episode.
I'm glad that I did not watch previews.
Yeah, because I kept waiting for that. I was like, okay, so, because she even says, I even wrote down in my notes that she asks Kara, what's your kryptonite? And I thought maybe that was like a jab at, I know who you are, but it's like, okay, I guess that's just a phrase.
They were just having fun.
Yeah.
I did like that. What's your kryptonite?
Kryptonite? Actual kryptonite?
But yeah, you're right. They do save these moments of like Lena, like towards the end.
Yeah.
And if that's not saying she's going to be closer to her family name, then I don't know what.
Well, and even when she's fighting the CFO, the CFO's like, "Oh, I didn't tell you I'm a black belt," and Lena goes, "You don't know I'm a Luthor."
Yes, but she said Luthor.
Yeah, but we correct her.
I heard Luthor.
Yeah, right.
Other than that, the only other thing that happened was the very end scene, which I thought was exciting, which may have been the better scene to start a 3-week break with.
Yeah.
So viewers, if you caught it, it's Lena again in her office, and again a random person shows up.
Right.
This time she's like, "Oh, you have a problem, blah blah blah. I can help you. I have a business proposition.
Yeah.
My name is Rhea.
I am Terry Hatcher."
Yes.
See, this episode had the same problem that your Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode had last week, where it starts with the opening credits and Terry Hatcher's name is on there, and then she's nowhere in the actual episode.
Yeah.
So when there's a shadowy figure in the door, it's like, duh. Okay, it's Terry Hatcher.
There you go. I was wondering what problem we talk about. We don't have problems with S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, we just have problems with opening credits with the names.
Right.
But
I did catch that too.
If it wouldn't have said Terry Hatcher, I probably would. I mean, it wouldn't have surprised me still.
We know what Terry Hatcher sounds like.
Right, but it would have been a little bit more of a, oh, you're bringing her back.
You would have had like a 1 second where you're like, who is this?
Right. But it says like, no.
Hey, there
Terry
you go.
Hatcher hadn't been in here for 45 minutes, so and she had her name in the beginning.
This is kind of it.
And Kevin Sorbo didn't get mentioned, so it's not a flashback scene.
Nope.
Yeah.
But what do you think so far with what the grand plan is for Rhea and how Lena is going to be involved? If we had to guess now, obviously they will explain it.
Yeah, it's really hard to say because both of them have like completely different things to offer. And it's like, what can Lena offer that Rhea can't get somehow? Yeah.
She has clearly proven she can physically hurt Supergirl.
Yeah. I mean, she can bring out her kryptonite size and be like, oh, what's your kryptonite? Oh, this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd be interested, obviously. Yeah. And I'm wondering how this now leads into the finale because I don't know if you heard, they did make announcements about the finale. Apparently it will be somewhat of a two-parter.
Yeah.
Some people will be coming in, and new people will be coming in. Some people, we get Calista Flockhart back.
Yes, very happy about
Superman comes back.
Yeah.
Finally, something. And I was thinking, man, the finale must be that bad.
But we had to have some big reason for Superman to come all the way from Metropolis.
And apparently we will be introduced to Zod.
Yes.
But it's one of those, like, man, they must really need help.
Yep.
Because Superman has been MIA for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So this must be like, wow.
Because as we've learned in these shows, and we'll even talk about this in The Flash a little bit, each city only gets one superhero.
Yes.
Yeah, that's your limit. You can't be having people come from Midway City or,
Unless it's really
Starling
bad.
or anything. Yeah.
Unless it's really, really bad.
But then you already have to have an established superhero.
Yes.
You can't just have, like, the Arrow come over when the Flash isn't around,
Yes.
or Superman coming over when Supergirl's unavailable.
You know what? That should be something they should do soon.
Yeah.
I might actually watch an episode of Arrow if they do like a flip-flop.
Right.
Of like, oh no, something happened, and we have to switch cities
Yeah.
for one episode.
Yeah. It's like Arrow get captured, so nobody's here for Starling City. Call the Flash.
Yes.
He can literally just hop over here.
I think I would be interested.
Yeah.
Or likewise with the Flash, if something happened and Kid Flash goes to recruit Arrow to take over an episode.
Something. Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly be like, okay.
Where it's not necessarily a crossover episode, but because it's not a team up thing.
It reminds me of an old episode of Batman the Animated Series, where Bruce Wayne was captured, so therefore there was not a Batman at the moment. So Robin went to go get Superman. Mm-hmm. Now, unlike the episode I'm proposing, Superman dressed up as Batman. I don't know if you remember that episode.
No.
Superman dressed up as Batman. And, he had to learn how to use the cables to not give away that, all of a sudden Batman is flying.
I want to see this in live action movie form with Batfleck and all that.
Too.
Yeah.
I would love that too. But similar to that, but I'm not saying Arrow and Flash have to dress up as each other.
Right.
Just go, because he did take care, in that old episode of Batman the Animated Series, he did take care of some things that Batman would do. Yeah. Granted, he was just a little bit stronger.
Yeah. So visit your neighboring cities.
Idea people.
Yeah. So
I'm looking more Flash and Arrow for that.
Yeah.
Because Superman and Supergirl would literally be the same episode, except one's going to be a guy, one's going to be a girl.
Yeah. And also they have established geographically that Arrow and Flash aren't that far from each other. Yeah. If Arrow can easily travel to Central City, then Flash can even easilier.
As he has.
Yeah.
As he has.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it of the Supergirl.
Yeah.
So let's move to the other Rahul Kohli show.
Yes, where even less went on, in my personal opinion. I mean, they really spoiled us with those first two episodes.
The only thing I took away from iZombie this time around is I don't like Peyton. No. Not at all. And, sorry, female viewers. Not trying to be sexist, but I just don't get her reasoning for Blaine. Right. And I understand she's hurt from, the whole everything, but just when she threw herself at Blaine, just made it so like, wow, you're just...
Yeah, it doesn't seem... I mean...
You're not giving yourself any self-respect.
Yeah, I mean, if she actually has a thing for Blaine, that's fine. Yeah. But they haven't shown us or haven't written it in such a way to make us think that. Yeah. He always seems to be the rebound sort of guy. Yeah. Yeah. Even with this episode where they try to make, so Blaine's got the... What are we on now? Cure 3 or 4? Something like that. Something like that. That's supposed to give him his memories back. And so that he doesn't just die, they put... How much experience does Peyton have with any medical emergency, by the way? Yeah, let's start with that. So there's your first problem. It's like, we're going to give somebody to watch over him, but what is she going to do? Yeah. In the heat of an emergency, is she going to sue someone? Yes. Because that's what she does. That's, I mean, it would make more sense for either Ravi himself or Liv to stay with him. Yes. Somebody, or Ravi's new kind of girlfriend if he wants to put her in the zombie
thing. Or Major, because he's at least a zombie.
Right, yeah. So
and dealing with similar things.
Yeah. Peyton makes the least... Clive makes more sense than Peyton does.
He can at least shoot somebody.
Right, yeah.
Or shoot him.
But I mean, most policemen have, like...
Somewhat basic.
Some training, for, like, life-saving things. So even if CPR doesn't necessarily work, he would try it. Where Peyton's just going to run around.
It's just... I don't know. It didn't rub me the right way.
Yeah.
I mean, credit to, the actors. I mean, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Yeah. But just the character Peyton's just... It makes me wonder... Remember how in the first season where she was barely in it? Yeah.
Let's do that again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't she need to go somewhere like
It's
on
terrible because when she came back fully, it's like, yay!
Yeah.
You know, that was a piece that felt somewhat missing, and now it's like, okay, well, can you go away now?
Yeah, because I mean, when it started, her and Liv were like these best friend roommate.
Yeah.
You know, they yin and yang of each other sort of thing. And then she went away, and then the whole little thing with Ravi, and
Yep.
now Blaine.
Yep.
Yeah. And I still like Blaine though.
I don't hate Ali Mashalka for it, but
Right.
just the way they're writing the character just doesn't make I'm not feeling bad for Peyton.
Yeah, I'm actually feeling a little bad for Blaine
Yeah.
because it's like he's in this delicate situation, and she's taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry, people.
Yeah. No, I mean it's just truth.
How I feel.
Yeah.
Other than that, I thought major story with the person, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't even really. I wasn't even paying attention to most of it.
Yeah.
The only thing I paid attention was when he was, hijacked from the car with Ravi, and Ravi was funny Ravi.
Yeah. Yeah. I did like that part. He's like, no, I get it.
I love how when the guy, says get out of the car with gun.
Yeah.
And Ravi immediately just stand up.
Yep. I mean, way up.
Way up.
It's like
hands on the hood. Yep.
Got it.
And the
You
guy,
almost think Ravi's been through this before. It looked like.
or he just knew how to be funny and be happy Ravi.
Right. Yeah.
And when the guy threatened Major, you got it? Yep, I got it.
I got it.
Ravi answers.
But then.
And then he kicks Major. Now he's got it.
Yeah, Major reacted like season 1 Major would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm the tough guy. I'm gonna get in here and do this. It's like,
Major
no,
forgot what we liked about Major past season and a half.
Yeah, and Ravi also became the explainer again, like he has before. Where it's like, yeah, remember those guys are zombies. They know how to kill other zombies. So it wasn't even like he was saying it to Major. It's like, okay, audience, remember this stuff.
I was almost getting sad because, first maybe 10, 15 minutes we were still having to deal with sad Robbie.
Yeah.
But like any other fellow, when porn is involved.
Yeah, so the procedural part was somebody in an office gets killed. One of the poisoned.
One of the coworkers.
And it's the gossipy one, of course.
And one of the coworkers had a history doing porn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And turns out
somebody has to watch all 80 movies that she made to find, if she'd ever done an Italian accent.
And she did, and Ravi was the one who watched it, and he became funny Ravi after that. Because when they were interrogating her, I just love that shot of him walking by with a file.
Yes.
Trying to get a look.
He's like, would it be bad if I asked her for an autograph?
Yep.
I kind of wanted him to just kind of peek in there and just slide a headshot or something.
Yep.
Or
a movie.
Yeah. And just because of the way Ravi's character actually is, he probably saw that one first.
Yes.
And then watched the rest.
Yes.
He's like, oh, no, I just had to do it. I want to make sure that she didn't do this in any other movie. So what'd you think? They did use Liv a little bit more in this episode.
Yeah.
I think they tried to make her too funny with the gossipy thing. I think they tried to go do comedy too much with her.
You know what?
Mm. But, that's just what I heard from the guy at the water cooler.
I remember a lot about the episode.
Yeah.
I think all I said just now is all I remember.
Yeah, it's that same sort of thing.
Okay with that.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to get Clive and Liv to figure out about Wally's murder.
Yeah.
And they're going about it way too slow.
Yeah.
And it's always in the background, and it's always, the secret stuff. And it's like, no, come on, let us in. Well,
it's like, are you finding out about Wally stuff? Are we preparing more about the D-Day thing?
Right.
And so what are we doing here?
Should we still care about Wally dying?
Yeah. Where's Andrea Savage these days?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
But whatever.
So yeah,
we're still watching.
Still watching. Still gonna. It's only gonna be until this coming up month.
Yeah. It's not like
there's not gonna be too much more to get through. I'm hoping they get back to the races here because this 2 episodes have really slowed down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? If maybe they had evened out the pacing.
Yeah.
So that, the first two wasn't that high and just gave some to the past two episodes we watched, maybe it would have felt. But just the first two were so good.
Yeah.
They were so good.
Yeah.
And these have been very average.
And to quote you from the last episode, when this one was over, I was like, okay, that was an episode.
Yep.
It's over.
I felt the same.
Yeah.
I actually felt a little happier than the last one because we got funny Ravi back.
Right, yeah.
So I had funny Ravi moments to reminisce about when it was over.
Yeah.
However,
yeah, and
when you brought up Liv, even though I do love Liv, couldn't tell you.
Yeah, and the only piece of conflict in there that actually almost got to me is when Blaine excuses himself to the bathroom at one point, and I thought, he's going to die. That's going to be it right there. Something's going to happen to him, or all his memories are going to come back and his brain's going to explode, and he's going to come out of the bathroom evil, and then we got nothing from the random bathroom announcements.
Nope.
So it's like, why? I don't, you don't...
Maybe he actually did have to go to the bathroom.
Right, yeah, it wasn't even in the script. It was just the actor saying, I've got to run to the bathroom, and they're like, okay, we'll use this.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got nothing else.
Well, that's it for part one.
Yes, for Super Ravi.
Yeah.
So, and then join us again for part 2, where we'll have Agents of Flash.